Greetings from Rauta. Today is Sunday when I'm filming this actually, and the reason is that I'm telling you this, not that it would matter, is that on Friday and Saturday there was an event called Turku Saatanalle, which in English translates to Turku for Satan, Turku being the hometown of mine, and this is an indoor festival that has taken place now for sixth time. So this was Turku Saatanalle VI. And once again, there were lots of interesting bands playing black metal or black metal related music. 12 bands all in all, some Finnish names, some international names, in 2 days catering, well, black metal to people of that sort and liking. So, regarding that, this is kind of a report slash news section about what we did there, what we get to see. There was lots of bands which I almost every band I managed to see mostly, but due to having a few interviews which we're offering you in coming weeks, there were some schedule problems, so to speak. So it's not like I can cover each and every band with this video. Now, the interviews which we did considered Aura Noir from Norway, the black thrash band, Hellfire Death Cult from United States of America, being kind of a black death war metal. Then we got Blood Chalice from Finland, a new band that we actually reviewed last week, a black death metal band also, and last but not least, we had Satanic War Master from Finland, one of the most known Finnish black metal names. And also because there were some Jesus people outside the venue, we actually went and decided to interview them as well. Hilarious as hell in a way, and you'll find it soon when the video is out. The type of crazy people that come to praise the words of Lord for this kind of a lost flock of people makes absolutely no sense to me, not no sense to actually anybody who would go to places or events like Turku Saatanalle, but hilarity ensues and that we had to kinda use the chance we got there. So all in all, 12 bands played in Turku Saatanalle. And like I said, 5 interviews all in all, 4 of them being these band ones. So they will be coming out soon as they are edited. If everything goes as planned, the first one would be out in like a week after this one. Now, the Friday was opened by a local band called Norhem, which is a very new band, 2017. And they started with their 30 minutes of set of kind of a fast-paced black metal. Not a bad band as such, actually there's quite cool stuff there, but the band was clearly kind of new to this kind of stuff. Rumors say that this was their second gig and it kind of showed because the band was not very much live, but more kind of a standing and, you know, like in a rehearsal room, except for the other guitarist who is more, I guess, experienced playing in a band. But definitely something that you should might maybe check out if you're interested in black metal in the first place. Now, that was followed with Havukuruunu, a Finnish black metal band, doing kind of a melodic and very atmospheric stuff. Personally, I've only noted the name before, but I never got to see that before and actually haven't heard a full album by those guys. But they performed really well. The only real problem was that, especially with the faster parts, and this band has quite a lot of them, the sound was kind of bad. It's really mushy and kind of a oatmealish, if you will, so kind of a porridge, and that messy sound really didn't actually serve the purpose there. But the kind of a mid-tempo parts definitely gave the band more credit, and those melodies are something that could be very catchy given the better sound wise, and so check it out as well, a good band. Now, Barthrum played their 20 years anniversary gig Legions of Perkele there which was kind of nice, at least for people who have missed it back in the days. Now, the curious anecdote is that in 1999 there was a Easter disaster club at the same venue with Thai Serpent as well and Barathrum playing there. And actually, my band back then, Nightside, were actually warming up for those guys. So this was kind of like a flashback or throwback Thursday, kind of a type of flashback Friday. Personally, because back then Legions of Perkele was a new album, so back then they were playing those songs, and now 19 years later again they were playing those songs, just with a little bit older lineup. And actually one of the guys from Barathrum came to tell me afterwards that that gig back then 19 years ago was his first gig with Barathrum. And you can actually find our Barathrum interview from Tuska Festival last year in our interview sections if you are familiar with the band and want to see how they sound like and what they are telling us. Now, there were other bands, very interesting ones as well. Hordom Rife was number 4, a Norwegian black metal, kind of a new wave, or at least younger band in many sense, but really good one. Got to say, kind of a very typical Norwegian band in a way, but they had good live performance, really cool music, I think, and I think that was one of the winners of the whole festival, and at least one of the better bands to play on Friday. Definitely something people should dig into with this band. Sorry, I'm just getting messed with my words because I'm so tired after 2 days of staying out there and drinking too much booze. What else? Well, then there was Merrimack from France playing their fast black metal. Pretty cool also, but I don't think they could match not Hordom Rife or the one that actually concluded the evening, Satanic War Master, who were playing there on Friday as the headliner, clearly showing that they are just one of the best black metal bands in Finland. So something that I personally like very much. Most of their albums I have in my CD collection for the same reason. It is a good band, and I think we managed to pull a quite nice interview with the main man, Warkvlt. Now, Saturday was opened as well with kind of a smaller bands, as the case usually is. So Blood Chalice was their second after Obscure Burial, which I basically managed to see like one song only because we had to do Au Noir interview. So sorry for Obscure Burial guys, I didn't get to see you except for one song. But they have actually a new album out already, I think early 2018. So you can pretty much check out how they are doing, even if I cannot say much about their live performance this time. Blood Chalice was maybe even more intense on stage than with their album, and their album is pretty good too. Very strong, very violent, death black metal, fast tempo, in your face, kind of straightforward stuff, and that was even more intense on stage. It's a kind of black metal that's really storming with their music. Surely there are lots of death metal elements as well, but like the guys say in the interview, their mindset is more in the black metal side, even if their riffs are more on the death metal side. And there's a reason for that, but you can get follow up with that interview later on and get the idea of the whole band and what these guys have to say. And I must say it's one of the coolest interviews we have done it, because we did it here in my home gym, and we did some lifting weights with the interview, so it should be something different than just two talking heads and all that. What else? I'm trying to remember all the names out of my head, and I'm probably gonna fail at that. The evening was the third band, sorry, was Whale, which was pretty okay with their more kind of a mid-tempo parts, but I must say those faster parts with their black metal were already kind of ruined with the bad sound that was there. So I am kind of divided. Probably the band would sound actually much better on their album. The guys were having, these kind of masks So they actually looked pretty nice and, you know, kind of a interesting, sinister feeling with the band on stage. But like I said, the bad sound was ruining so much for the band, at least for me. So cannot really praise the band, even though I guess they did what they can. Now, Hellfire Death Cult followed that one as a fourth band, but that was totally messed up with all the sound. So it was kind of horrible. You could barely hear the bass drums and guitars were just really, really, really messy. So even though I started, you know, tried to listen to the band in a couple of spots at the venue, kind of like made no sense because all you could basically hear was just, you know, drumming going like blast beat, and that's kind of a sad thing, you know. Then being first time in Finland and the everything was just too mushy to make any sense. Too bad because the interview was, I think, good or is good and is coming up soon as well. And the guy I was having to talk with was filled with a lot of wisdom. So really interesting band to check that otherwise. And it's clear that these guys are kind of a blasphemy worshippers. You get the idea when you listen to that band, and hope you can enjoy the interview as well. Now, the second last band for Saturday was Warkvlt, which was the only band that allowed absolutely no photographic, no videos or anything taken, and they politely said no to my request to do interview, which I just have to swallow with bitter pride. But I understand not everybody is comfortable with doing video interviews. However, their live was really strong, one of the better bands on the whole event. You know, kind of a very strong presence there, you know, big guys mostly, and especially the bass player had this really kind of hypnotic feeling with his playing, you know, like just, you know, what, staring there, you know, not, you know, this normal like, oh, when I'm playing, but kind of like, I'm gonna kill you while I play these riffs. Really nice kind of a touch to the whole stuff, and no complaints about the other players as well. Personally, I know a lot of not a lot about this band and know about the guys, but it's kind of a hush-hush secret lineup. Those who know, and those who don't, sorry, I cannot tell you. I've sworn to keep my mouth shut about it. But really, a great live band once again. And now that they are activated, there are chances that you might get to see that band live again at some place, at some point. And last but not least, Our Noir took the stage with their very talented, very kind of technical as well, black trash, which I guess is not to everybody's liking, especially if people are into more kind of a modern, yet classic second wave black metal, because Our Noir's way of, you know, creating those riffs, it's so much different. Quite nice interview as well, but a little bit maybe kind of more, I don't know, not that extreme in a way when it comes to the stuff that we had to, you know, going on with the talk. But once again, nice to see that band on stage and nice to have them in Finland. It was nice stuff to hear. I love the band, especially with the albums, but it's a good live band as well. So if you get to see Our Noir, because they're doing some gigs this year already, not exactly touring, but anyway, go to check it out. They actually played in, I think, Netherlands just prior to this gig in Turku, and they are going more places. But you'll find more about that as well in the Our Noir interview, which is coming up in coming weeks. So to wrap things up in this very brief description, describing Turku Saatanalle, how would I say? I've been in all of these 6 Turku Saatanalle events so far, and they've been all great. So I cannot kind of like compare which one is the best, which one is the worst, but this weekend once again proved that these guys know what they're doing, except for what in Gordon Club, which was the venue of the place and the event. The sound was mostly bad. That is something that I must kind of complain about, because it kind of ruined some bands for me. and I know that I'm not the only one. But then again, there were lots of people. I think the sales was better than expected. There were a lot of great people. No, disorder or anything. Only one guy, I guess, got thrown out, and but I don't know if he was even, a kind of a metalhead that ended up there causing problems. But anyway, people were, behaving. There were no problems. There were lots of fans, very much like-minded people. So what we can say about the audience is that people really liked what they were seeing and hearing. So it's kind of like lots of friends going, places and seeing bands. There were quite a bit of foreigners, people from Belgium, Norway, and all that stuff. Come to see the bands and the shows. So what I got the feeling, not just about my friends, but also the other people that were there, and I was, talking to these kind of foreign people about the show, and everybody seemed to really like what they were getting. And what can I say? Turku Saatanalle once again proved that Turku is a great place for gigs and events like this. And the guys organizing Metalli Helvetti, they are doing good job. People know what they are offering. So if you have missed all the 6 Turku Saatanalle events so far, but you consider yourself a black metal head, that event is definitely something you should consider coming to in the future. Next one will be again in a year or so. So mark Turku Saatanalle in your calendar already and start booking those flights when you want to see some quality black metal organized in a nice way with cool people, cool bands, and nice setting and all that stuff. And when it comes to our next interviews after this load that we will get out in a few weeks, I think we're gonna head to Steelfest in May. And if everything goes as planned, we're gonna have some interviews. Meanwhile, there's some bands coming to Finland which I try to attend to and get those interviews going. But as long as nothing is confirmed and not filmed or videoed, I better keep my mouth shut so I don't end up promising you stuff I cannot deliver. But meanwhile, the interviews are under edit. There will be opinion videos coming up, and of course more reviews coming up your way. And what can I say? Hope you like Turku Saatanalle. I hope you like this video, and as always, click those thumbs up and down, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do it now. This is me, Jerry from Rauta. See you soon with another video. Rauta out.